Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 57 of FTB Interactions. Hey, look what I got. Yay, it's an astral pedestal. Ooh, that is cool times. I love these things. Super awesome mechanic, the whole ritual thing from Astral Sorcery. Very much a fan of how that works. Long story short, it's all set up and running. I did not wind up putting the collector crystal on it, and I'll tell you why. It doesn't look like it's needed. I checked it out overnight last night, and it seemed fine. It seemed like it was more than enough power. It protects almost this whole island, so I think where I started seeing mob spawns was somewhere around this area on the island. So that's about where mob spawns will start spawning at. So, like, I think we're going to be good. As long as we don't have any mobs spawning in and around my base, I'll be fine with it. That's the gist of what I did between episodes. Just got that up and running. So that's pretty cool. I thought you guys would be all excited about that, to see that that's going. In today's episode, oh, you know what else I did? Boop, 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 boop. Hello, I also made a room. I turned this area into a room. Look, we have an attic now. Normally we only have basements. Dyer's going vertical up, y'all, not just down. I discovered a whole new direction. I thought you'd be very excited. I thought you'd be very thrilled. Dyer has discovered a whole new direction. It is now up. So, yeah. So basically, I've got my advanced precision assembler here. Boop. We can pop in. I've got the holes set up for the input hatch and the output hatch. We can easily, run some stuff here. Not a problem. You can see I had my my building gadget all ready to roll. That's why it's doing its thing. So yeah. Good times all around, ready to tap into these dudes and start adding recipes. So, let's take a look at the old quest book. Were there any new quests I unlocked as a result of some of the things I did? I think getting my ritual, oh, the axe to grind. Yeah, hey, splash potion of ancient knowledge. What's that do? What's that do? Knowledge 2. What's knowledge do? Knowledge of the ages. Enemy drops are directly converted to experience. That I've seen. Oh, let's splash potion ourselves. Let's see. Boom. Oh, I got knowledge 2. I don't know what that does. So bottles of enchanting is how you make those, by the way. With awkward potions. That's about it. Okay. I don't know. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about nothing. Doesn't seem all that expensive, though. Maybe what it does is, like, boost the experience you get from mobs. That would make sense. So, like, you do that, and then you kill mobs for a bit, and you get extra experience. I'm not going to worry about it, because, frankly, I've got more experience than I know what to do with. Speaking of, I should reactivate this dude. Every now and then, I've been doing this off camera a lot. Every now and then, what I do is come over here, and I just stand here and let this happen. And collect lots and lots of experience. And I guess while we're doing that, we can look at our quest book, right? Because we want to go to space. So let's do our to-do list for things we want to do. Let's get the Geo-Whatsits today. Let's definitely add that to our to-do list. And some of these things we may want to automate, other things not so much. Like, I don't need to automate a linker. We only need one of those, right? We don't need a lot of those. Launch pads we're going to want to get, but we don't need to automate them. Structure towers we don't need to automate. This stuff will do things in a bit. That'll come later. And we should probably look at the suit workstation and then the space gear, which looks not terrible recipe-wise, if I'm being honest, which I usually am. Yeah, none of this is terrible. It's all aluminum-y stuff. It's all MV tier stuff, which is cool. And we should definitely look at doing one of these, right? All I got to do is create the one Celestial Gateway, and it'll quest reward me the remaining components to make a second Celestial Gateway and all the blocks, it looks like, that are needed to make the multi-block structure for the Celestial Gateway. So those are something I should probably just add to my to-do list as we, Ooh, beginning of the end. That's neat. That sounds cool. Starlight Crafting Altar. How do we make one of these? Not bad, not bad, not bad. Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Dude, that is not bad. In case you couldn't tell, based on my description of what badness level that was, which was very low. It was a very low level of badness. All right, so let me... I don't know, what do I want to do here? I want to drain up all this experience into my book, which we're getting a little full, by the way. But then what I'm going to do is probably craft a majority of this off camera. You guys don't want to watch me craft all this junk, right? No. So let's get the crafting done off camera. We'll come back and we'll look at building the rocket, and I'll kind of, as usual, like pop in every now and then as I'm crafting to be like, oh, that's what I'm making here now. And if I run into anything like unusual or difficult, I'll bring it up on camera. Why did you do that? Yeah, that's better. Geopolymer doohickey stuff. Black dye and yellow. Yeah, all that stuff seems fine. And remember, we know sodium hydroxide dust. I might need to show you guys how to make that. But concrete we've made before, right? It's clay and stone, so that's easy. Sodium hydroxide dust. Let's take a quick peek at how that might be made. Salt water, electrolyzed. Done. Salt water electrolyzed. Done. That seems pretty cool. Let me see if there's another trick to it. If you already have sodium dust and water, don't we have a ton of sodium dust? I feel like that's even better. Chemical reactors, sodium dust with water, and that'll get me some hydrogen, by the by. Isn't that what we have down here? One of these barrels has a ton of sodium dust. Oh, look, 21 stacks of sodium dust. Well, well, well. Look what we've got. I think that's going to be the way that we make that. Okay. So at least we know that that's not going to be terrible. Everything else, I mean, that's just some steel rods. This guy is going to be things that we've already made before. These are very easy and not terrible. So yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Dynamic valve, steel, it's all steel stuff, I think. Large polyethylene pipe. We can make that happen. That doesn't look terrible. We already have polyethylene, right? We just need to ingot it. All right, back in a few minutes after I do a lot of crafting off camera. And are you full yet? You're getting there. So long story short, geopolymer thermalcrete is not too terrible to make. It makes it in pretty big bulk. I very quickly threw together some, sodium dust plus water equals sodium hydroxide. Pulverize that stuff, easy peasy. So I'm just letting all that cook. So that is that knocked out. Goodbye to-do list item there. What else we got? Remote lever. Well, that seems easy enough. Cool. Except I don't have any of the things I need for that. That's okay. I'll tell you what, all the time invested in automating all the crafting has really paid off. Because every time I go to make something, it's like very easily auto-craftable. So, yay. Dude, I love these plant bulbs, by the way. It's a really nice way, whoops, I picked up my pure daisies, to make lots and lots of stuff. So that would be these two spots. All right, back to work. Big pro tip, these guys require rock wool. Yes, I thought it was wool, but it's rock wool. So good times. Not hard to make, though. Just gravel, sand, and wool. And then boom. And I think it has to be white, so we're going to need some bone meal. But that won't be a problem, right? Nope. We're going to need a little bit more than that, though. I think you can go into that crusher doohickey behind me, right? I think so. This works, yes? Yes, it definitely does. There might be a better way to get bone meal, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. How are you doing? Can you just tick accelerate a little bit more? Because I think we're actually quite close. Because we have some other rock wool, by the way, that we had from before. So I think 2 more from this doohickey and we'll be good to go. Because I think I needed 15 was the math that I came up with. Let's find out if I'm right. Boom. So you guys go in there with that. And then your white rock wool will be bada bing. And now we should be cool to do a space helmet and a space suit, which is going to need a liquid fuel tank. That one's going to be a minute. You and the boots, which I think I know how to do. Oh, wow, I do know how to magnetic steel plate. Good job, Dyer. Way to go teaching the system how to make things. All right, so the only thing left is making the pressure dude here, and that shouldn't be too bad. We need a large polyethylene pipe, which is going to need 6 polyethylene ingots. What I might be able to do we have an ingot cast around here somewhere, right? Polyethylene ingots. Polyethylene ingots need to be made in a fluid solidifier, I presume? Yes. With a mold ingot. Do we have a fluid solidifier around? Do you care what tier it is? Fluid solidifier? You do not. Extruder, macerator, extruder. So you know what I could do? We've got this guy, right? Do you have anything on your back? No. So let's get a fluid requester, and then I can kind of request it. And if I need polyethylene ingots in the future, I will get this automated. But at least for now, we can do a logistics fluid request pipe. We can stick that back there and manually request the appropriate amount of things. Now, what cast is in you? Man, this is just taking laziness to the next level. You've got plates, and you've got a fluid solidifier for balls. I don't think we have any fluid solidifiers for ingots, do we? We have plates. We have polyvinyl chloride sheets. I was close. Close! There's a lot of polys. What do you want from me? There's a lot of poly things in this pack. A lot. A real lot. Where's the chisel? Half the time I throw an extra chisel in that chest, so I just have it ready, and half the time I throw it into my EMC thing, because why not? So yeah, what we'll want to do is temporarily borrow you, Mr. Mold Plate. We will turn you into a mold of ingots. Right? And then we can go back here. And we can request. So you will be made in a fluid solidifier with 144, right? Let's get like half a stack of those. So 144, that would be 4608. So that's when I request polyvinyl or polyethylene. And we're going to say 4608 request, and that should have no problem getting the polyethylene we need, and that'll be 32 polyethylene ingots, right? Which is what we needed for a polyethylene pipe. And then we'll have a few extras for future use. Cool? And then when you're done, we will turn you back into the plate mold, which is what we had in here, right? This one was ball, this one is plate. And this is for making glass panes. Yeah, so plate mold, go back. And like I said, we will automate that in the future if it turns out that we ever need more than 32 of these, right? And then to make the pipe for our centerpiece here, we need an extruder shape large pipe, right? Is that what that was? Extruder shape large pipe. So we've got rings, and we've got, I don't think we have any other extruder shapes in there. So let's do the same thing. We will borrow the ring, and we will do large pipe, which will be you. And let's get 2 of these, right? Boom, boom. And then I can turn you back into a ring, which was extruder shape ring, and Bob's your uncle. Beautiful. I'm gonna make sure that you go in here, because we're getting surprisingly low on certain things. So can I make my boots? I can. Can I make my leggings? I can. Can I make my helmet? I sure can't. What am I missing for my helmet? I think it already had snagged some aluminum, it looks like. So that's okay. That's okay. It's just a result of the thing, right? There we go. And that's that bit. And now we just need the centerpiece here, which will be you, which needs some dynamic tanks or valves or whatever. So that's going to be dynamic tanks. So do we have any of those handy? Or are those a hassle to make as well? We have 1, so we're gonna need, 2, so we might as well. Can we request that? Oh, goody, we can. Cool. And while we're here, let's get some circuits times the good electric circuit, I believe, 2. And we have a few extra of the integrateds laying around, but it's fine. And then, actually, we only need 1 technically, so I can sort that. Should be fine, right? And then you should be wrapping up all the stuff. Cool. And this is made in what now? An alloy smelter, of all things. Okie dokie then. Hopefully this tier works-ish. Ultra LV. Basic electronic. Did I grab the wrong one? I grabbed a good. Let's just grab the integrated one. There you go. Not too shabby. And because I'm recording, I'm going to quick accelerate that for you guys. Cool. Now you can be made no problem. Just give me some 6 steel plates, and then we'll be good. Awesome. All right, back when that's done, and then also we need to make a high pressure tank, which is just 2 aluminum plates in a mold cylinder extruder. Okay. Shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I would think. So you're working on a couple more of these steel plates. I said I was going to come back, but then I realized how little time was left to actually make this happen. And I was like, yeah, we can pull it off. Great. So now you just need a steel rotor, which shouldn't take too terribly long to make. And then you guys need a mold of what now? Mold cylinder and an extruder. Mold cylinder. Same deal as what we did a second ago. We're going to do you with a mold cylinder, not ball, cylinder. Do the thing, and then you can come right back out and turn back into a ring. And there's your high pressure tank. Sweet. I knew you guys would be excited to see all this cool stuff. And then you're just taking your sweet time. Let's go, Chief. You should actually be cool. Oh, right, the aluminum plate. I had requested an aluminum plate for other reasons, and it was like, oh, you already have one. I'm not going to make you a new one. Good job. All right, so that is actually a huge chunk of the quests needed to get around and stuff. I should start making a chest. What do we have by way of chest? Let me request one of you. What we should do is be ready to make a chest so we can prep for space. This is going to be our space prep chest. This is where we're going to put all this junk that we're going to have to bring to the void world in a few minutes. And here he is just like taking forever again. Come on, chest, let's go. I should really add the chest either to keep in stock or put the chests in the HV assembler rather than the LV. What I should do, and we'll probably do some of off camera at some point, is upgrade some of those machines on the LV line to HV, which will just make the on-demand crafting a little bit better. So I always have like miscellaneous things around here and whatnot, right? So here's another dire chest. It's mine now. I'm keeping it as a type of thing that exists. All right, all this stuff go in here, and that looks cool. And then I can put away all the other junk, and we'll be back in a minute when I'm ready to do more things. All right, so the next thing we need to make for our rocket is a guidance computer. Most of it's easy except this tracking unit, which is a recipe up in the precision assembler that we just made, which is cool. We also need a basic circuit plate, which is in the precision assembler, which needs either a silicone wafer or a wafer, which we already have a bunch of. Remember, we already have these automated, so that's cool. I'm just curious, is silicone wafer a recipe? No, it doesn't seem to be. So what we will do is we will add you to the to-do list, and we will add you to the to-do list. And let's get our chassis pipe and a satellite logistics pipe. And what we're going to set up is basically the satellite goes on the output as a remember, or the chassis goes on the output as the reminder, and then the satellite goes over there, right? And everything needs to go into the satellite pipe. Now, luckily, most things here seem to be a recipe of 3 ingredients, which is kind of where you're capped at with satellites, unless you apply that upgrade, and then you can have more satellites in there, right? But that ain't going to be a big deal. So we should be cool on that. So let's get you added. Bing. So you're going to be precision assembler. And then you, sir, will learn that making a basic circuit plate. Oh, good. I have 2 crafting modules. Exactly what I need. Is made with gold, redstone, and wafer. All going to the precision assembler, right? So wafer, gold ingots, and redstone. Cool. And then you make the tracking with redstone, eye of ender, and the basic circuit plate, right? So you're also going to select precision assembler. You're going to be redstone, eye of ender, and actually, yeah, wafer, right? Silicone wafer, is that what it's called? No, basic circuit plate. They look similar. They look similar, right? Oh. And that's going to be a tracking circuit. I don't know how many of these we're going to need in the end, but I might as well teach the system how to make it so that it's ready. You know, plus I get to show you guys making that, right? Cool. So now you just need 4 eyes of ender, which, let's see, how do you make eyes of ender again? Is this like a sneaky recipe or the standard recipe? I feel like it was sneaky. An assembler of ender pearl and blaze. Should we just throw that in there? I mean, it seems easy enough, right? An assembler recipe, blaze powder, and eye of ender. Let's just, yeah, whatever it, right? We'll just put it in the LV one, or should we put it in the HV? I'll put it in LV just because it's not quite there yet. And the eye of ender also did not require any kind of circuit card thing, so it doesn't matter, right? So what I do not have more of, though, is module cards. Give me that extractor module, and then while you're at it, make 24 more of these. Thanks, Chief. So that I can chisel you into a crafting card. Oh, that's right. And we're going to do Eye of Ender. Comes from Ender Pearl. And Redstone. Sweet. So now I should be able to do that, and it's going to do the thing. Cool? I just wanted to show you guys automating the precision assembler up there, which, by the way, is super cool to watch running. You can see it, like, making the things, and it's, like, it's super cool, right? I like it. And then it spits it out over here as the output hatch, and then it gets, you know, piped back into the system. So input hatch is like a to-do list of items, and then it'll eventually make its way over there. So how cool is that, huh? And we have plenty of power coming in, courtesy of our Spectre coil. So yay. All right, so you're running. You're doing great. That's 3.5x speed, by the way, which is the reason you might want to upgrade your motors and stuff. If you're making a lot of things with this machine, upgrading your motors would be cool. I'm curious that they added any... Let's see, precision assembly. Did you add any special recipes here, or is this all your standard standard stuff? It looks pretty standard so far. I'm just curious if they like added something cool to the pack, right, specific to this machine. Now it looks like it's mostly advanced rocketry stuff, so that's fine. Cool beans. All right. And then as you flesh out the last of your wafers, it should send in the basic circuit plates that it made, and that is cool. And then did you ever get my 4th Eye of Ender? Do what now? Did I put the wrong thing in here? Did I derp it? Oh, I totally derped it. Haha! Dyer is smart. He knows what he's doing. That's what I get for, you know, rushing a little bit. But it's all good. We can fix. There you go. And then this guy should happily say that I made an eye, because the system is just waiting for an Eye of Ender to come out. So if you manually fix it, it's usually fine. But just don't take the item out manually, and you'll be good. All right, so that's making my tracking circuits, which is cool for my guidance computer. Beautiful. And then the next major thing to make here is Spacey, not Kevin. So we need the space station assembler. We need the satellite bay. We need a space station ID chip. And we need a satellite builder. Did I already have that? Station. Okay, yeah, no. Satellite bay. And then a power input plug. Okay, cool. To create your space station, place the space station assembler next to your launch pad. Now, build a station to your liking on the platform. You can build more when you get into space. Once built, access the space station assembler. Place your satellite bay in the upper left slot and your space station ID chip to the right. Hit scan. If all goes well, hit build. Grab your chip and bay and proceed. Place the builder on top of the power input for this little multi-block to function. You can build a small station and build it out when you get into space, but you can also build it fully stocked with, say, a Celestial Gateway. It is recommended you copy your station ID chip before launching it in the event you may one day lose it. Okay, good to know. So what we have to do is, as I recall, it's been a while since I did advanced rocketry, but like you build whatever you want to build on the platform, and then you basically capture it, and it packages all the blocks that you built into the space station doohickey, right? And then when you launch your rocket, whatever you built on the platform is going to be placed in the space station dimension as a base that you can then expand, because it's basically a void world, you know, with the skybox, right? So essentially what you're doing is you're building out a void world. So you want to build a platform to start with. Recommendation, hint, hint, was do the thing. So maybe we should make sure that we've got our Celestial Gateway up and running and ready, because you know what would be cool is if we launch our space station with the Celestial Gateway. Do you think that we can get to it immediately with the Celestial Gateway without having to use a rocket yet? Because that would be cool. That would be super cool. I like that idea, and that's probably what's going to happen if we can do that, if that works. All right, guys, we're back. So lots of crafting between the two segments there. Lots and lots of crafting. But I basically accumulated all the things I need for our space station, and I handed in most of the quests. I don't think I've yet handed in this one. What is it called? This guy. Yeah, so now I got my extra Celestial Gateway stuff, which is cool beans. I will take very happily. Why don't you guys go in there for a few minutes with my other space station-y things. So the plan is to launch a rocket into space with a satellite on it. That's going to unpack in the satellite dimension. That will have the platform and a celestial gateway, and maybe a couple other things, we'll see. But at the very least, we'll have the celestial gateway and some kind of platform that we can build our base with, right? Once that's up and running, we can get back and forth between those two locations very easily, courtesy of Astral Sorcery, which is just the coolest, just the best. Meanwhile, what I'm doing is making some thermal evaporation valves, and you're like, what, Dyer, when did you shift into mechanism? And I will answer that question with a question. Do you, pray tell, know how we're going to get to space? And the answer is rocket fuel. Yeah, we're totally going to need some rocket fuel. However, to get rocket fuel, we're going to need some really cold hydrogen and oxygen, like super cold frozen hydrogen and oxygen. And for each of those things, we're going to need some regular oxygen or regular hydrogen, but we're going to have to throw some cryothium dust at it, right? And a lot of hydrogen with the cryothium dust will make a little bit of cryogenic hydrogen, about 10 to 1. Now, cryothium dust, where are we going to get that? That's a really good question. Well, if we had some brine, and we mixed in some blizz powder and some snow and some redstone, that would be cool. We could also look at a primordial egg, but I think that one might be a little blue vitriol. Yeah, it's going to require blue vitriol, which is definitely super spacey. So we're not getting it that way. So we're going to totally get cryothium, courtesy of this. Now, where are we going to get blizz powder from? That is also a good question. We can chemical bath some niter dust. Ooh, that sounds good. With some experience. Do we have any experience? Oh, right, we have a lot. We can chemical bath some niter. Now, where are we with niter? Where are we going to get that stuff from? Niter dust. We can do a chemical bath of nitric acid, or it seems like the main approach, nitric acid. Nitration mixture. Water and nitrogen dioxide makes nitric acid. That's cool. Some things and stuff. So there's a whole quest line about it. But the main thing that we know for sure that we're going to need to do, in order to get to this one, we need some cryothium dust, right? In order to get that, we need actual cryothium dust, which is the elemental dust quest right here, which needs salty water. By centrifuging the brine, you get both salt water and liquid lithium. The salt water is good for making chlorine for many chemistry recipes. Oh, look at that. Cool. Lithium can be turned into lithium dust for batteries and other applications, even better. Alternatively, you can use a mold and directly turn brine to salt. This is a faster way to make salt, but you lose the byproducts. Okay, that's fair. But the main gist here is that elemental dust infusing elemental properties into brine seems to result in elemental dust, which may have many varied uses. So we need to basically get this guy. Now, the good news is we're going to get 42 thermal evaporation blocks and a fluid transfer node, huzzah, in order to make this thing happen. So that's super cool beans. So are you done with all the craftings? I taught the stuff how to make the things, and look at that, quest complete, getting salted. It was not too bad. It was some bronze, these thingies, and some crafting of that, and it's good. So now that we've completed that quest, that will get us our two things here, which means we can multi-block this. So let's go build this multi-block, right? Look at all this stuff I'm missing. Missing. I had to teach a lot of things, to be fair. Also, there's a note here that says solar panels cannot be obtained, so external heat must be applied to the structure. So you know what I'm going to need to do? I think what I'm going to need to do is make 2 more valves. I luckily just did this on my Forgecraft series, but I need to do 2 more valves, and I'll tell you why. 1 for putting water in, 1 for getting lithium out, right? Lithium, is that or salt water or whatever? Brine. And then 1 for putting heat in. So there should be a mechanism heater of some kind. Resistive heater, that sounds like what we want. And that, my friends, is fully auto-craftable. Love it! Now it's going to be RF in and heat out, right? As I recall. So do we have another wireless RF doohickey thingy? What are those things called again? Spectre somethings? Should really teach you how to make Spectre coils. That seems like a good idea. But we'll deal with that in a minute. Let's add that as a note to do. We're gonna get around to powering those things at some point in the future. So since this is going to be powered with heat, you know what I could do? Do we have any flux ducts? We have a few. Give me those. Got an idea. What are you waiting on? You're waiting on some tin plates, which are crafting, and a small battery hull, and then the solid sodium. Cool. So that shouldn't be terrible to get going. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this in my big multi-block room in the attic. That sound like a plan? I think it does. So once you get here with the sodium dudes and you're cool, thank you, right? Thank you, quest complete, watching water boil. Sweet. Is that a thingy? Oh yeah, look at that. Thermodynamic conductors and Mr. American Chick. What does this dude do? That seems cool. He can make black banners. Okay. You seem very useful and I want you to be cool and all, but I think we can probably just trash a lot of this stuff that we don't necessarily need at the moment, right? And there's probably some other things in here we can trash, like the non-maxed out chickens. Oh, always got to clean up your messes after yourself, Dyer. Anyway, let's build this thing up here. So as I recall, what it's going to look like is something like... Because don't you have a... I think it's a 4 base, right? I want to say this is right. Please tell me I'm remembering this correctly. I might be wrong. It might be a 3x3 base, now that I'm thinking about it. Thermal mechanism, thermal evaporation tower is going to be... Yeah, no, it's a 2x2 internal with a... Or is it a 4x4? No, yeah, it's a 2x2 internal with a... I think that's right-ish. And we'll do this and this, something like that. Maybe I'll put you here. Now you might need to be all the way up. Let's see. So actually the base does need to be a full 4x4, and then it's got to be... Okay. I wasn't sure if it was like a Tinker's dude or what the deal was. Now, realistically, I need 2 more of these. Please. And that shouldn't be too bad to make. Oh, yeah, that's not terrible. That should be quick, actually. Because we are getting close to the wrapping up point for the episode. So I want to have this thing assembled, and then we'll probably come back next time and play a little bit more with it. Yeah. Okay, so is this thing going to build for me or what? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Dyer's got to go. We're at wrapping up point, like, super soon. But I think you, and... Yay! Formed multi-block. Sweet. Now, he'll get some heat from the ambient environment, but pumping heat into here will super duper work, right? So I think I could probably move you to here. Cool. And then you're going to go here, and then you can get some power from these dudes. All right. So for now, Del20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will come back next time. We will play with this dude, right? I might move him back. Yeah, I think I'm going to move him back now that I realize the sizing of everything. So for now, Del20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will come back next time. For now, take it easy.